So of course you see cars, and there are trucks here, motorcycles. We've got buses that will really only fit downstairs, and plenty of cars that have some maybe movie or TV or star background. And I know you'd like to see those today. We have a car owned by Betty White and a Rolls Royce that was formerly owned by Robert Montgomery. Some cars that you can associate with movie and films. Of course, we have DeLoreans here from a lender, and everybody can associate those with Michael J. Fox and Back to the Future.
Yeah.
But we have a wonderful collection of Tucker automobiles, parts, memorabilia, and things that were owned by Preston Tucker. If you know anything about the Tucker automobile story and how they never really got beyond 50 cars of production, we have more Tucker car parts and memorabilia and things that tell the Tucker story here than any other museum in the world. So we're proud of that, and the David Kamek Foundation and the family that collected all this stuff and donated it to this place is they're some favorite people of ours and our visitors. So
nice.
When you get to the Tucker Gallery, you're going to love it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yep, we have a gallery that we loan out to other car clubs and groups.
Yeah.
And we just let them do what they want. It's called the Williams Klein Gallery. And that's where your first step is when we go out onto the main gallery floor. So
now,
you can come this way when you're ready.
The other thing is, like, really quick, now you said every 6 months you have different event themes?
Well, we go with an exhibit theme, whether it's a certain type of car like Studebaker or Chevrolet, or maybe it's a theme like 1950s and the epic tail fins. Coming up in this spring, starting in May, we have Orphan Cars, and you might say, what is that? Those are cars that are no longer made or manufactured. And of course, modern day cars that you don't see manufactured anymore are Pontiac, Oldsmobile. There are no more new Oldsmobile Pontiac cars, but there's plenty of other car manufacturers that have been out of production since even the 50s. You know, like if you think about Packard stopped in 1956. There were no more Packards. American Motors cars. American Motors was bought and absorbed by Jeep and Chrysler. So we'll have American Motors cars, Orphan Cars on display. There's tons of others, Avanti, Nash, Hudson. There's a lot of post-war cars and names that you could throw out there, but if people come here and they want to learn about, you know, cars that aren't made anymore, historically more than Pontiac and Oldsmobile, we're going to have a lot here.
Okay, cool.
So that'll be a good thing to investigate.
That would be. So what's the Survivors thing then?
Well, Survivors is unrestored vehicles that are, I don't want to say babied, but they might be a low mileage Survivor that somebody found and they took care of, or they bought it new and they still drive it. So everything here in this Survivors exhibit from all of our lenders, they've taken care of their cars but never fully restored it. And they're just in fantastic shape, and they can get in and turn a key and drive it and enjoy it.
Cool.
So as you watch TV and other movies and things, you see all these cars that were restored and they have new paint and new chrome. These are cars that are still the way they were made. And there's a phrase that we say, it's only original once. If I tear this car apart and put new parts on it, it's not quite the way it was. So there's a big resurgence of original and unrestored car collectors out there. So plenty of us think that is just neat, and they focus on that.
Cool.
Our current theme of Survivor Cars is a name we've given to the vehicles that are here that are not restored. So their owners may have found them with low mileage and they're in really good shape. You wouldn't take it apart and redo anything. You'd keep it original, and they're enjoyed, they're driven, or they can be driven. And there's a big resurgence of people that want to have a car that is the way it was made or maintained, with not putting any more kind of parts or the time and expense, which we would call restoration, into it. They just want to leave it like it was and preserve it. So this place is filled with over 40 vehicles right now that are in that unrestored Survivor category. And most of them are from lenders. Some of them are from our own private collection. And you'll get to see them all here at the AACA Museum.
Now my question is this, with the DeLoreans, did any of Did any of your employees ever get in one and you guys went back into time, or just like,
Well,
like left?
How far are you going?
About 30 years.
It's a joke.
We have a lender that brought his DeLoreans here, and he loves to let them be on display. But we've had as many as 4 here at one time.
Oh, wow.
And the couple that you don't see, we had some real replica, like Back to the Future movie cars. And they were decked out like you thought that you could push a couple buttons and go to speed and fire back through time. But no, we don't always just go sit in the lender's vehicles. If they want us to help when we bring them in and take them out and move them, that's about the only time we sit in them.
Gotcha,
and
yeah.
try to drive them. But no going back into time and looking for the enchantment under the sea dance.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So-
I was here when you guys had Back to the Future, so I thought it was
Yes.
interesting with the letter that he wrote.
Yes.
He didn't even need to write the letter because I could tell it was laminated. I'm like, are you kidding me?
It was it was
like
the
he
letter.
wrote that for like 5 minutes on that
That's
letter.
right.
And it's just like, here, Doc,
But I think we had
don't
4
need to-
cars at that time.
Wow.
And 2 of them were these, and 2 were, like recreations of the movie set cars. And one was pretty dead on. I mean, it looked, had the flux capacitor, it had all the readout. I think you can purchase those parts and put into your DeLorean if you want to make it. Yeah, look on the internet.
That's
I think they're
crazy.
available. So if you look around the Williams Klein gallery, this is a gallery that we just give the floor and the cabinet space to other groups and people that collect cars. And right now we have the Keystone Packard group in here, and they decided to bring cars and their literature and their memorabilia and let people know if you're really into Packards or a Packard owner, or you want to be a Packard owner, this is the way to get hold of them, through the things that they're displaying here at the museum. So we've had other people, Corvette Club is going to come in here next, and we've had a Chevrolet Club here in the past, a Packard, not Packard, Studebaker Club has been in here, people that have, even competition and race cars. Any group or organization can get on the list to be in here. And this is the first stop. When you enter our main gallery, you have to pass through the Williams Klein Gallery first. So there's some beautiful examples in here of Packards right now, and there always will be something really cool to start off your tour.
Cool. Now I have a question.
Okay.
My grandfather, he was kind of like one of the first ones to have a radio in his car in Lebanon.
Really?
Yes, and it kind of looked like that, but I didn't know if that would be a Packer or which car had the radio to it. Like
You would ask
the
me
originals.
that. I don't know. I'm not going to stand here and lie to say which car had a radio.
That's fine.
Even in the 1950s, you had car magazines and newspapers that you could buy accessories for your Model T and Model A, and I know people were taking aftermarket radios and putting them in.
Might have done that, I don't know.
I know in the 1930s, at some point, they were starting to put AM radios in a car.
Oh, okay.
And they were big. Like the tube part was so big, it would mount somewhere, like either under your dash or in the engine compartment, because it would get hot. And then there's the dial portion, which was connected by cables, was inside the car.
Gotcha.
But having it started in the 30s somewhere. I'm not sure which manufacturer.
Okay.